Well, it seems like we're kind of doing the blanket severe thunderstorm warning with these warnings across just about the entire viewing area here tonight. Marginally severe storms in most instances. Our wind gusts have generally been right maxing out near that 60-mile-an-hour range. So if you compare that to the winds we've been experiencing here pretty frequently as of late, they're kind of along the same lines there. So that said, we've got almost the entire area covered under severe thunderstorm warnings here tonight. The good news is that the tornado threat, again, is very, very low out there. And I even think that the damaging wind threat is fairly isolated at best right now. So let's talk about the warnings that are out because they're covering most of the area. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings through parts of Clinton into Warren counties right now. We've got some strong winds from Waynesville to just east of the Loveland area. There probably are some 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts in here. So again, marginally severe threshold wind gusts. These will be moving out of places like Lebanon in the direction of Wilmington here in the next couple of minutes. So Warren, Clinton counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. Adam, I tell you what, let's do a little time track on this part of the line here. Down 42 from just east of Waynesville to just east of, let's say, or just west of Morrow there in the southwestern, south central part of Warren County, since that's the part of the storm that is currently warned. These storms are moving to the east at 60 to 65 miles per hour. So they're moving at close to the speed limit. Morrow 102, we're talking about Clarksville 107, the National Weather Service office at 115. It'll be interesting to see the wind gusts coming out of Wilmington there as it gets to the Weather Service office. Also Martinsville about 120. So we've got severe thunderstorm warnings in effect through Clinton and Warren counties here at the moment. That's for the northern part of that particular line. So let's go west into Butler County because you still got Butler County under a severe thunderstorm warning. We did have a public wind report of under 50 up here, so 48 mile an hour wind gusts coming through parts of Butler County with these storms, and that's what I would expect. Generally 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts with these storms. Most of the gusts sub-severe with maybe an isolated severe wind gust strong enough to bring down a tree or a power line or two. Through Hamilton County, things are looking much better. In fact, if you are west of Interstate 75 in the viewing area, while I can't give the official all clear just yet, the severe threat is significantly lower already. So the line of storms is moving through fast. And as you'll see here in a moment, Indy's already out of the tornado watch. And I think in southeast Indiana, a number of our counties, Adam, expand the view just a little bit here. This is the back edge of our severe weather threat. So once this passes, the threat for severe weather goes away and you're in the clear. So in fact, if you're up here in Fayette and Union counties, Liberty, Connersville, we can take you out of the tornado watch. The severe weather threat has passed. Franklin County, severe weather threat has passed. Here shortly, Ripley County, the severe weather threat will be past you as well. Other severe warnings still exist east of Interstate 75. Across parts of northern Kentucky, especially from southern Kenton down through parts of Grant, Pendleton counties here, also Owen County. In this area, you're probably getting some 40 to 60 mile an hour winds. Same story here near the 71-75 split and torrential blinding rainfall. It's interesting that the Severe Storms Prediction Center has stated that they do not plan on extending the tornado watch any farther east. So that is a positive sign and really speaks to what we've been saying so far tonight, is that because these storms just don't have much instability to work on, the overall severe threat, or should I say the overall tornado threat, and to some degree even the severe threat, seems to be maintaining in the low to moderate category range here over the next several hours. So again, heavy storms, mainly some 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. I'd watch out Dry Ridge over towards Falmouth, back to around New Richmond. Again, you'll probably get some locally gusty winds. Quick 3-4 minute wind gusts followed by 5-10 minutes of torrential rain, and then this stuff passes as you on by. So again, no tornado warnings in effect. Tornado threat looks to remain very, very low. Occasionally, you might be able to get a line segment that can briefly produce some wind gusts close to 60 miles an hour. So nothing extreme out of these storms here tonight. That is good news, even though I'm sure you've been awakened and startled if you have a NOAA weather radio or possibly even on your phone or you have the alerts. We'll be here to continue to keep a close eye on things as they evolve over the next several hours. But again, for those of us west of Interstate 75, I can't sound the all clear just yet, but if you're west of 75 in Ohio, southeast Indiana, and soon to be parts of northern Kentucky, we're about ready to put you in the clear and you can go to bed safely without any additional severe weather concerns. Adam and I are here to keep you up to date. Let's get you back now over to your regular scheduled programming.